Latin inscription. And
Oh, moi, le latin, ça fait 2.
Quantile pronuncia mundus ergatur.
La forme classique du latin facile à traduire. Ouais, bah oui.
You don't know, my son, how little wisdom the world is governed with. I tend to agree.
Il y a un truc là, attends. Il y a un truc.
There's no way I'm leaving without finding out about Mother.
Bon, alors attends, on va chercher, t'inquiète pas. Alors, attends. Attends, je sais que tu vas pas commencer ta mère. Alors, attends, on va trouver quelque chose, t'inquiète pas. Y a rien là? Si. Non.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Ouais, bah on ira voir après, t'inquiète pas. C'est une barre de fer ça? Non, c'est quoi?
Looks like a bar from an old gate.
Barreau de vieille
This
grille,
miserable
ok.
old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder.
Prends-la, vas-y,
Might
on va
just
la...
come in handy.
Ouais, ça peut être utile, oui, oui, t'inquiète pas. Il y a un autre truc là. Sac de grains.
No one seems to have used any.
Alors attends, là. Juste ici.
It's like the barrel's been broken for
Tonneau,
quite some
ça va
time.
briser. Ok, ouais, on va tout fouiller, on va tout fouiller. Attends, ta mère elle a disparu, tu ferais pas la même chose? Il faut être vigilant. Là.
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good
Okay.
long time. Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest.
Examine.
Somebody replaced it recently. It looks like it's fixed pretty solidly in place.
La barre de fer, utilise la barre de fer.
It's going to be tough to rip it out of here.
Utilisez la barre de fer. Bah voilà.
That does it. Let's see what's hidden inside. There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well.
Ah, je crois que c'était le fameux ouvrage.
Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time. And judging from what I can see, it's the same one.
Donc c'est le sac de ta mère alors ça.
Crying out loud. What's happened to you, Mother?
Prends les affaires. Voilà, voilà, cache tout. Ok.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Prends le sac.
Right. Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see
C'est
it.
mieux, prends le sac.
Crying out loud. Why did you hide supplies in the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger.
Du coup maintenant on pourrait peut-être l'ouvrir ça. Utiliser la clé.
There we are.
Voilà. Alors. Il y a un truc ici, juste ici. Là, même là, il y a un truc.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels. Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder. It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste.
Il y a un autre truc ici. Voilà. La gelée royale. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous... Ah oui, d'accord, ok.
This looks like a
Voilà.
pistol case, but it's empty.
Ouais, il y avait un flingue là.
I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least
Bon,
now you're
au moins, elle est armée là,
just like
ta
a
mère.
vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful. Apparently, someone on this island has gone through a whole lot of trouble to arm themselves. I really must find you, dear Mother, and quickly too.
Ouais, faut vraiment la retrouver par contre. Bon allez, on va remonter vers le manoir. Allez, cours. Normalement c'est bon là. Voilà. Ah, mon petit serviteur. Enfin, si c'est même, vu
How did
qu'il
Mortimer
a un
manage
masque.
to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
En tout cas, le jeu, il est beau. Moi, j'aime bien. J'aime bien les jeux avec des scénarios comme ça. Alors. Dans la taille de la porte. Bonjour. Bonjour.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
Ah, mon père.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you?
Ça dépend, c'est pourquoi.
You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope.
Dan, je lui
But
donnerai
I
Dan.
haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Thank you, my son. I bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Oui, déjà depuis une semaine.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard.
Ah ouais.
She has
Donne-moi la
rendered
lettre.
great service to the church, and her health is...
Justement, donne-moi la lettre.
I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
Seulement si tu me donnes la lettre.
Only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like
Je
them to
comprends,
remain
y a pas de souci.
If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I would
T'as un
not
tatouage sur la
mind if
main,
she
toi?
does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Ouais, tu cherches à... Ah. Est-ce que je lui révèle qu'on fait partie de l'ordre doré ou pas? Collectionneur d'art.
Mother passed her passion for art to me. Ancient art. Very ancient.
I didn't know your mother was an art lover.
Mainly pre-Christian objects which are believed to have unique properties.
Well, how interesting. Now that you mention it, I can indeed imagine Sarah getting interested in them.
Yes, yes.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave.
Parce que je vais pas lui révéler tout de suite qu'on fait partie de l'ordre doré, tu vois. Je connais pas sa position à lui.
I hesitate.
Ah, il hésite, c'est bon signe.
Till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
La question piège. Ah. Oui, je lui donnerai si... Vous pouvez compter sur moi.
Don't worry, Your Eminence. Your secret is safe with me. You know my mother's reputation. As her son, I will defend the de Richet's word with the same fervor.
Ah, I would expect nothing less.
Et voilà.
Child, if I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother would read it?
Promis. Ok, pas de souci. Écoutez, mon enfant, si je vous remets ma lettre, pouvez-vous me promettre devant Dieu que personne d'autre que votre mère ne la lira? Oui.
Your Eminence, if there's one thing you can count on, it's the value of a promise made by a Deriche. Respecting our commitments has always been the pillar of our family.
Je te le jure.
And nothing nor nobody will prevent that from happening. Since you know my mother, you should know that a Deriche always keeps their word. You can be sure of that.
Thank you, my son. It is most reassuring.
Pigeon, va.
You're welcome, especially since I promised you nothing, my friend.
Bien joué.
Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Deriche. Your mother, large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the
D'accord, donc il est au courant pour l'ordre doré. Ok.
Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Je me demande quand même ce qu'elle contient, la lettre. Près de la cheminée. Où est la cheminée? Elle est là.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Prends l'ouvrage, vas-y. Et hop, dans la veste. Putain, il a tout dans ses poches, lui.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for.
Toi, tu dois être Mortimer ou je sais pas qui, là.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis,
Ah
come
non, c'est
join
pas
us.
lui.
Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi? He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States.
Ah, c'est George Washington.
Delighted at last to
Monsieur le
make your
Président.
acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Maurras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
Ouais,
I
c'est
should
chiant.
imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
Eh ben, j'ai
They
hâte
can't
de
all
voir
be
ça.
here yet, and you'll see. Most of the time, there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Believe me,
De
she's
l'étonnante
not
porte
that
d'entrée.
special. His Eminence was asking me for my opinion about the style of the main door. I have to admit, this place certainly
Franchement, très
doesn't
grande.
lack panache.
It's simply stupefying.
Ah ouais.
Oh,
Ah franchement,
no scrumptious gossip
Beau
or
gosse.
juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters.
Rien du
We'll
tout.
see. It will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't
Non.
stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
C'est personnel, c'est...
Like you, Mr.
Invente quelque
President,
chose, on s'en
I'm
fout,
here as a
invente.
result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
Two members of the same family.
On va pas leur dire, non, non.
That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Ouais, tu choisis ton nez, mais tu choisis pas ta famille.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Compte là-dessus. T'as un truc là.
Good
Mais
evening, my
j'ai-
friends.
Holy
Mais
shit.
j'avais cliqué.
That's the man from my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord.
Oh, il est moche.
He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apology.
He's asked me here and he
Oh.
hasn't turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's
Ouais, bah,
also
il est moche,
close
hein.
to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now,
Ouais,
my
pas de
dear
problème,
guests,
tranquille.
a light meal is served in the small
Oh putain, il
salon.
s'approche en plus.
For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Ouais, qui?
Take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with
Moi par contre j'ai faim.
we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this whole
Mais si je vais avec l'autre, je vais pouvoir bouffer.
vision. My vision is more important.
Non,
Let's follow home.
je vais avec le moche.
I'll follow you, sir. Mr. Washington. I hope
Oh,
to
de
speak
près, il est
with you
encore
at
plus-
greater
il est
length
encore
on
plus
another
moche.
occasion. Emily, please
Il fait
excuse
peur
me.
limite.
I would like to speak to Sir Home. I shall see you later.
Au revoir madame. Monsieur le président.
My friend, I hope our dear Joe.
On rencontre du beau monde quand même, hein.
The troubles in France have fatigued him, but he will recover slowly. Do not fear.
Qui c'est ça?
He apologizes for remaining in Rome. The voyage was too much for him.
And right he was too. The mildness of the Mediterranean, eh?
Il y a un truc là.
Giovanni Braschi? Am I dreaming or are they talking about Pope Pius VI?
Come, sit down and have some.
Ouh, il est pas beau.
You look rather pale. Excuse me.
Ouais,
sir,
en plus j'ai faim,
I've
merci
been
mon pote.
neglecting my duty. I haven't introduced
T'es moche, mais t'es gentil.
Sir Gregory Holm, an old friend of Lord Mortimer's.
A real pleasure, sir.
Ah, très très vieil ami,
You
oui.
must be well used to the court of France. How do you find this peaceful little haven?
Charming if I hadn't come here for disturbing reasons.
Franchement, ça passe. Hein.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Indeed. I wanted to ask you.
Connais-tu ma
You
mère?
seem to know my mother well. Is that true?
Who does not know of her, sir? She has such a wide circle that everyone knows your mother from a distance or closer.
Everyone knows Sarah, my son.
But you only know her by
Imagine, c'est sa
reputation.
mère déguisée.
I remember she once worked for the Crown of England and that she always honors her engagements. However, we have never been personally introduced.
C'est possible, non?
Sadly.
Well, if I'm to believe my vision, you're not going to get along with her.
Mais bon,
Thank
c'est vrai
you
qu'on le
for
voit
your
dans sa
answer,
vision.
sir.
Donc,
But I beg your pardon. I get the impression I know you. Have we met? Except in my dreams, of course.
Not that I remember, young man. Perhaps you are mistaking me for another member of the Chamber of Lords. What with the wig and the powder, it wouldn't be the first time.
Ouais, c'est vrai.
You were definitely the
Mais
one
toi,
I
t'as une
saw
tête.
threatening my mother.
Hmm.
I thought, never mind. It'll come back to me. Would you allow me one last
T'es qui,
question,
toi?
sir? I don't want to take up all your time.
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Qu'est-ce que ma mère venait faire ici? C'est quoi le lien entre Hillsborough et ma mère? Manque-t-il quelqu'un d'autre que ma mère?
Do you know the reason for my mother's
Qu'est-ce que ma mère
presence
venait faire?
I haven't the slightest idea. No. She was invited by Lord Mortimer.
here? But you don't know why.
Not really.
Bah, tu
I
me
was
sers à
trying
rien,
to
quoi.
understand that your mother was looking for something.
And do you know how long my mother and Lord
Ah bah,
Mortimer
tu vois
have
quand tu
known each
veux.
other?
Several years, I believe. They seemed to know each other for quite a while. But it was the first time that Lord Mortimer had invited her to join us here.
Good. And finally, would it be possible for me to speak with Lord Mortimer this evening?
I'm terribly sorry, no, he really is quite unavailable. But please rest assured that everyone is doing their best to find your mother.
All the same, it's not the Chateau de Versailles.
Merci, c'est
It can't be
gentil.
that difficult to find her.
Worry not, my son. I am persuaded that we shall find the famous Sarah de Riche. No doubt with new adventures to share, huh?
Elizabeth!
Il lui arrive quoi, elle?
I should have insisted that you rest in your room.
Do you want me to call someone?
Let me handle this. I'm used to this kind of thing.
Attendez, je m'en occupe.
Miss, can you hear me?
Leave me.
Ah, je peux rien faire.
Stand back, please, so she can breathe.
Laissez-la respirer.
Elizabeth is accustomed to this kind of thing.
It looks like it's just a dizzy spell. Can you tell me something about her?
Ok.
Who is this young lady?
C'est qui?
Elizabeth Adams. She's come to the island for a course of treatment, to rest.
For a course of treatment?
That's right. The sea air can do wonders. Are you all right, Elizabeth?
Ah
Do you
bah
feel
ça.
any better?
When did she arrive?
4 days ago.
Okay. My mother had already gone missing.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? You gave us quite a fright.
Take it easy, miss.
Let me. I just need to get back to my room.
Of course, my dear. Go
Ah,
ahead.
il y avait un truc à faire? Merde.
You saw it, didn't you?
Pardon me?
I segni della bestia.
Là.
The sign of the beast. He's referring to the tattoo on her hand. Yes, Your Eminence, I saw it.
Oui.
I don't know what the young woman has been through, but she is marked for life.
It is the least one can say. You know the meaning, don't you?
Protection against the evil one.
It is a rare practice
Oui,
reserved
voilà.
for cases of possession, Louis. I have seen it during exorcism.
Gentlemen, it's getting late. It is time for everyone to go to bed. It has been a long day.
Bah, on va aller se coucher. Hein. Bonne nuit, monsieur. Dors pas tout de suite, tu vas faire des cauchemars avec lui. Hein. Ah ouais.
It's all the more delicate.
Eux, ils sont toujours là
I'll
à
see what I
discuter.
can do, but the case I'm on at the moment might well leave me with very few opportunities.
Ah, c'est une traître. Ah, elle a pas l'air bien, quand même. Hein.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a
Je pouvais rien
little
faire.
megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some
Ouais, un peu, franchement.
outstanding pieces.
So, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth
Je pouvais rien
Adams,
faire.
Mr. President.
Ah,
She would
voilà.
have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest.
Ok. Ah, ça a l'air sympa, je vais faire la suite. Et voilà, c'est la fin de cette vidéo. Si ça t'a plu, bah tu likes et tu t'abonnes. Puis je ferai la suite. Allez, ciao. Franchement, il est génial le jeu.